Okay, in the bottom side, playing as Koji, we've got Martin, aka Spacefront, up against Ryota in the top, playing Ryota. So, two Heaven Song commanders facing off, and
Did you say Ryota playing Ryota?
I'm pretty sure I said Snake versus Snake playing
Oh,
Ryota.
well,
If I didn't, nobody correct me, and it'll all look better. Anyway, we got Heaven Song versus Heaven Song. Spacefront, of course, being a very notable Koji player. I think if when you think Koji in this community, you think Spacefront. I guess like Faded Sun to some extent as well.
yeah. These are I mean, Spacefront is a very big Koji fan, very big Koji player too. And I'm,
We've definitely seen some amazing plays come out of them as well.
they also like think very highly of Koji.
I mean, I think there's a good reason for that though. Like some of the stuff we've seen Spacefront do with Koji has been kind of mind blowing. We
Yeah,
definitely
I
need
mean,
we need to make
Koji
like a highlight
definitely
reel.
has a very high ceiling.
Yeah, he really does. And Spacefront is definitely a player who can show that ceiling. Anyway, we're seeing like both players go for this like kind of harass play on the sides with their swords. This is like fairly common at this point. A lot of the top players tend to go for this opening, and
Yep.
actually gonna see aggression onto the lumber mill. And we're gonna see Snake go for the same thing. Could just knock this down.
Yeah, I mean, I think usually what happens is, I mean, the commander is going to decap the lumber mill, and then you go for other like you clean up the backwards village later when the swords arrive to support the commander. So interestingly, Spacefront is not going to. You see, Snake has sent their sword to capture the village behind, from behind to be like extra annoying, and Spacefront is not going for that.
I guess they want to. Actually, I don't know what they're trying to do there. Because yeah, now the sword. I mean, it makes it an obvious target, so
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be a little bit extra annoying. Like commander's going to be slightly out of position, but Ryota being slightly out of position in order to build groove isn't the end of the world.
usually like you're gonna hit either the village or the sword anyways on that turn with this opening.
Okay,
Let's
Koji
see.
coming in, being aggressive on this side village. And I guess
Yeah, I
this is a
guess.
big difference as well. Like that sword being an easy target meant that like Ryota wasn't
Yeah,
able to do this.
and this is also because Snake captured that village fairly late in their opening, which means that the village was low enough that Koji could just simply decap it by attacking. Shit. Um, and it looks like Spacefront went for the early dragon, and Snake got a witch in response. I really like the witch and then harpy in response to dragon witch. I think harpies should harpies into witch is a really good option when the opponent doesn't really have mages yet, because the witch can't really challenge the harpy if you have mages, because the witch will never. I mean, the witch will very rarely want to trade itself for a harpy, and that means your harpy can be very aggressive. And when your opponent goes dragon into witch, they usually don't have a lot of anti of like mage to support. So yeah, I really like this harpy.
Ooh, and Hex comes out. It makes sense. You want to like dent that dragon a little bit. Um,
I mean, it's not really worth it, just gold value wise. If you really don't want like Koji to stay around here and you're really scared, it can be worth it. But that sword in the corner actually did quite a bit of damage, managed to even recapture that village. I guess Spacefront will be liking that this is building a bunch of groove for them, but economically, this is pretty good for Snake.
Yeah.
Although Spacefront does have both of the side villages, so they have the leeway to let that sword uh, like trade some sword HP and a bit of economy for a bit more groove.
That's a very
Yeah.
aggressive place to put the
Here we
harpy.
see the harpy can just go in front of the army like that because the only thing that can hit it is the witch, and you're not gonna trade a witch for a harpy.
Yeah, that's true. I'm curious if there's like some kind of weird lethal here though, like Koji bombs dragon and.
I mean, if there is one, you know Spacefront will take the time to find it.
Yeah, that's true.
It looks like Spacefront really has a lot of map control, but Snake has something to say about that, and
Oh wow. Yeah, it just
very
cuts
straightforward Ryota groove.
yeah, did fantastic work. Picked up a
Yeah.
witch with it.
Which can kill the witch. There are like two mages, so these two air units are gonna go down. But I don't think you can kill Ryota here.
No, especially all this damage going onto various things as well. And yeah, I think
Yeah.
Snake was just like, I'm just gonna push. And
Yeah, I mean, Snake kind of had to do something here. His Spacefront was really, I really had the lead and was starting to run away with it. We'll see if this is a good enough fight for Snake.
I mean, something I'm gonna keep an eye on Groove. 155 versus 60 right now, so Ryota could actually have Groove next turn if they really wanted.
Yep, it's only tier 1, and tier 1 Ryota Groove is not the best for fighting.
Oh wow,
And
dog crit.
these like dogs and swords on the left have been doing some economic work. It's pretty funny. Like, it's pretty rare that that gets to happen, because like if you have 2 units on the left, that doesn't happen, but Snake really abandoned everything for an all-in push on the right.
Oh, we're gonna see. Alright, I thought we were gonna maybe see some kind of attempt to get Ryota lethal here. Or lethal with using Ryota, but yeah, not the case.
Nope. Looks like Snake is just gonna keep fighting.
I feel like the archer should have hit the mage first there.
No, but oh yeah, right. I was gonna say yeah, it's to get more group, but no, actually you would get even more if you
Yeah, yeah, because commander
if you hit
killing
the
stuff.
archer first. But oh
Yeah.
well. And this is a very big formation from Snake. Like Spacefront sending like a bunch of units on the left to do economy work might.
They're gonna have tier 2 groove this turn. Oh, good suicide.
Looks
Opens
like
up a hole.
Spacefront's going for a big attack here.
Oh, this is gonna do so much damage. The push damage from this is gonna be
Oh.
huge. Oh wow.
Actually,
Yeah, that's gonna kill Ryota.
that's a lot of damage. Clears a path for the spear.
Yeah, crit comes in.
I
Oh.
actually recognize this lethal from Spacefront's lethal puzzle campaign. So that's where it came from.
Yeah, and this is one of those weird circumstances where having units next to your commander is almost like detrimental, because you can just have the Koji bombs shove you into them. Although actually, was that even the bonus damage
Koji
there?
tier 2 bombs do more damage than 22 commanders actually.
Okay.
They do so much damage. They do something like 30 actually.
Oh, okay, so it was just raw bomb damage then. I guess it was
Yeah.
pushing other stuff around, which is...
Yeah, it pushed an air trooper into something else to clear both, and that opened up the path for a spear crit.
But yeah, that was a lot of damage. And yeah, you cannot underestimate Koji tier 2. I mean, I feel like Snake really wanted to go for some kind of lethal themselves the turn before, but it just probably wasn't there. I think needed their own witch to survive to open up that kind of opportunity, but
Yeah,
alas.
and I mean, this attack by Snake felt very forced, like they had to do it, which is you never really want to be in that position.
Yeah, all of that stuff on the left hand side was doing so much work. And you only need like one knight to shut that down, really. Like one knight, one harpy.
Even
Just
like just one or two dogs, or like one dog, one sword might have been enough.
maybe, but like one kind of bulkier unit that can just like fight those uncontested is gonna put in some work. So yeah, just very unfortunate losing out on that front. And I think Spacefront showing some really cool ideas with the like positioning their sword as like a bait in the top left at the start, so that Ryota runs back, hits it instead of being more aggressive. And
Yeah, but that was also because Snake captured the villages in a war. Like you see that village on that 5 AP village on the right.
yes,
Well, Snake captured that later in their opening, which meant the HP on that was higher for Spacefront. So Snake couldn't just decap it, whereas
okay.
Spacefront could.
So just these very small advantages being built up.
Yep. I mean, this is how Spacefront plays in a nutshell. It's like there's these very small like details in the openings that end up mattering.
Yeah. And yeah, just very well played and very cool lethal at the end. Like Koji lethal's always fun to see. So
So much damage.
yeah, it really is. But yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed that one. Let's go on to the next one.